Hello, this is Patrick Riley. I went to the Falwell Library database and went to America's Historical Imprints, Evans and Shaw Shoemaker section. Clicked Series 1 and went to People, then clicked Conestoga Indians. I found two very interesting articles. One was a narrative of late massacres in Lancaster County of a number of Indians, friends of this province by persons unknown, written by Benjamin Franklin. The other was a serious address to such of the inhabitants of Pennsylvania as have connived at or do approve of the late massacre of the Indians at Lancaster, or the design of killing those that are now at the barracks in Philadelphia. I checked into JSTOR just to get the backstory of the Conestoga. And the Conestoga Indians were some of the survivors of the once mighty Susquehannock Indians who had been defeated by the Iroquois nation. The Susquehannocks were stout warriors, over 6 feet tall, very muscular, very fierce warriors. Around the 1600s, 1650s, they had been defeated by the Iroquois nation, and the remnants of their people lived in a Conestoga town near what is now Millersville, Pennsylvania. The Conestoga Indians had greeted William Penn when he first landed in the future colony. They were by all accounts a very honest and hard-working people. As I mentioned, they lived in a small village where the Susquehanna River met the Conestoga Creek. And this is the Susquehanna River, Conestoga Creek, and this is the village. So what happened was a group of a kind of a gang, a militia group known as the Paxton Boys, were mostly Irish and Scots Presbyterians, led by the Reverend John Elder. They kind of were like thugs, and they were targeting whites, Quakers, German Moravians, when they believed that these groups jeopardized the security of the backcountry. So a lot of those groups were pacifists, and the Paxton Boys and their group felt that they weren't putting forth an effort to defend the frontier against what was going on right then at that time, which was Pontiac's Rebellion. On December 14th, a group of them rode to the Indian village and killed the 6 Conestoga Indians that they found there. And then 14 other Conestoga weren't there. They had been taken to Lancaster to a workhouse, and they were put there under protection. The Paxton Boys went there, beat up the jailer, pulled the people out into the street, and murdered the rest of them. The citizens of Pennsylvania and other areas were outraged by the whole thing. Benjamin Franklin wrote a nice article where he described the remnants of the tribe and where they had come from, and how peaceful they were, and how outrageous the murders were, and senseless. And the other article talked about that the madness in any society of a people was generally a forerunner of their destruction. He went on to say, to make war on one nation for the offenses of another nation, or to slay one man for the crime of another, seems contrary to natural justice. And then goes on to talk about the murder of innocents and women and children. And it began like a pamphlet war. And tons and tons of articles in the newspaper about it, and it was quite an event. It's still well known event. It's still talked about in eastern Pennsylvania. So America's historical imprints were a great source for what I was looking for, and the series 1 and 2 are excellent resources for conducting resources. I found this quite interesting, and I would like to do some further research on it. Thank you very much.